The Zenin clan didn't die because of bad luck. They destroyed themselves by believing that a person's value exists entirely inside their curse technique. If you didn't have one, or if yours wasn't impressive enough, you didn't matter. Toji, Fushida, Maki, Zenin. Two people born into the same clan, written off for similar yet different reasons, and shaped by the same belief system. And in trying to prove that people like them were worthless, the Zenin clan created the exact conditions that led to not only its own demise, but proved that the people they deemed worthless would become the most valuable individuals that Jujutsu sorcery has ever seen. The Zenin clan doesn't just value strength, they reduce human worth down to cursed energy. In their world, a powerful inherited technique means you have value. Weak or absent cursed energy means you don't. And anything that can't be measured through Jujutsu hierarchy is ignored. This is important because the Zenin don't believe people become valuable. They believe that value is something you're born with, encoded in your cursed technique. And once that judgment is made, it's final. Toji is the clan's first contradiction. He's born with zero cursed energy, which to the Zenin means zero worth. Despite being an anomaly and reaching peak physical powers beyond that of a regular sorcerer, they don't attempt to mold him. They simply discard him, and in doing that, they create a blind spot in their own system. At first, they didn't fear him, but they would soon learn to. Toji's strength was unquantifiable, and was always the looming threat that he at any moment could obliterate the entire clan, and they would be powerless to stop him. And despite knowing this, they still didn't treat him with respect. No cursed energy means he can't be sensed, he can't be categorized, and he didn't follow the rules that the clan depends on. Toji becomes dangerous not because he rejects the system, but because the system literally rejects him. Here's where the self-fulfilling prophecy of the Zenin clan begins. Someone without cursed energy can never have value. So, they offer no guidance. They invest nothing in Toji's future, and in doing so, they guarantee that any strength he has will exist outside of their control. Instead, they fail to see someone capable of killing sorcerers who should, by their own rules, be untouchable. And in doing so, he left the clan and became the man who left the curse of the Zenin clan behind. Something we'll talk a bit about later. But before we get into that, let's talk about the channel's continuous sponsor, Boomslang. Boomslang is a clothing company that creates stylish anime-inspired designs. Right now, its Zodiac Collection hoodies have been steadily growing. But they don't stop at clothing. Phone cases, stickers, notepads, you name it, Boomslang has it. And using my link and code, you get 10% off your entire order, and I get a little cash back. It helps out the channel, so do yourself and do me a favor by checking out Boomslang today. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Greatly helps out the channel. Maki is treated differently than Toji, but the foundation is the same. She has minimal cursed energy, she lacks a powerful inherited technique, and she's a woman. Unlike Toji, she was going to force them to acknowledge her strength. She's denied authority and mocked openly, not because she's proven incapable, but because the Zenin have already decided what she's allowed to be. And what makes it worse is that Maki's full potential would have never been unlocked due to the nature of her birth being the twin sister of Mai. And twins in Jujutsu society are viewed as one person, and within that comes big limitations. Mai was given a cursed technique, but it was far too weak because Maki still possessed some cursed energy, and vice versa. The heavenly restriction placed on Maki would never reach the heights of Toji due to Mai being alive. All the odds are against her. For the Zenin clan, cursed techniques determine value, but gender determines worth. Even if she excels, she's never meant to represent the clan. Her existence challenges two things at once: the idea that cursed energy defines worth, and the idea that authority belongs to men. So the clan responds the only way it knows how, by minimizing her. This is the core tragedy of the Zenin clan. Within the belief that people without strong curse techniques are worthless, they treat them as such. That treatment limits opportunity, breeds resentment, and forces growth through suffering instead of support. And eventually, the people they dismiss become powerful in ways the clan never prepared for. Mai's death is the direct result of the same system that crushed Maki and Toji. Mai is forced into sorcery because Maki decided to become a Jujutsu sorcerer. She's denied choice and denied escape. Her final act gives Maki more than just strength. It removes the last emotional tie keeping her inside the Zenin world, and removes the limit placed on her heavenly restriction by eliminating the last bit of cursed energy she had. Maki's destruction of the Zenin clan wasn't simply about revenge. It was inevitable. Every person she kills is someone who upheld a system that said your values decided by birth, your suffering is acceptable, and your humanity is conditional. The clan ultimately crumbles because it never allowed itself to change. Let's look directly at Maki and Toji. Toji is often described as the man who escaped the Zenin clan, the man who left it all behind. But the truth is more uncomfortable than that. Toji escapes their rule, he never escapes their judgment. He rejected Jujutsu society on the surface, sure. He abandoned the Zenin name, he lived outside their hierarchy, but deep down, Toji still measured himself against the world that rejected him. And nowhere is that clearer than in his fight with Gojo.
Hey there.
When Gojo awakens, Toji doesn't walk away. Toji says it himself. He wants to prove something, not to Gojo, but to himself. Even after leaving the clan, Toji is still trying to answer the question that was carved into him. Was I ever worth anything without cursed energy? And that's why Toji dies.
I wanted to take down the pinnacle of the Jujutsu world in the Zenin clan that rejected me. I've twisted myself into knots for so long, all to try justifying my life. But that was the moment I truly lost.
Not because he's weak, but because he still needs validation from a system he claimed to reject. This is why Maki succeeds where Toji failed. Maki's arc looks similar on the surface. She has minimal cursed energy, she gains overwhelming physical power, she becomes something the Zenin clan can't classify. The difference is how she moves forward. Maki doesn't try to prove herself, she doesn't seek acknowledgement from Jujutsu society, she doesn't challenge the strongest to validate her existence. After Mai's death, Maki doesn't ask, am I enough? She already knows the answer. Her strength isn't built on opposition, it's built on release. She lets go of the need to be recognized, the need to reform the clan, and the need to seem as worthy, and because of that, she survived. While Toji fought the symbol of the system and died, Maki erases the system itself. That's why Maki is the one who completes Toji's arc. Toji broke the rules, Maki removed the need for them. Ranta makes a statement that Maki had become like Toji, and reveals that Toji could have put an end to the Zenin clan, but he chose not to. Maki becoming Toji fully realized is the completion of his character arc by killing the Zenin clan, thus freeing herself from the clan's curse as she no longer needed to prove herself. Unlike Toji, Maki truly became free. Now, similar to my last video, I want to close this one off by taking a look at a song by Logic and how its final verse relates to everything I've said. Let's take a listen to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood from Logic's Ultra 85 album. Logic's verse here isn't about rap. It's about realizing too late that the system you gave everything to was never built to value you, only what you represented at your peak. That's exactly the tragedy of Toji Fushiguro. Toji grows up in a world where worth is measured by cursed energy, technique, and potential. He spends his entire life trying to escape that judgment, but he never escapes the question behind it.
You'll never have the passion that you had, cause you were trying to make it out and end up like your mom and dad.
That line fits Toji perfectly. Toji's entire life is defined by making it out of the Zenin clan, out of Jujutsu society, out of a system that told him he was nothing. But when he finally does make it out, when he's strong, feared, unmatched, the victory feels hollow, because strength alone doesn't give him meaning. It just gives him distance. Logic references Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for a reason, because the main character, Rick Dalton, isn't talentless. He isn't weak, he's just out of sync with a system that's moved on without him.
What the fuck was that? Jesus Christ!
That's Toji. By the time Gojo awakens, Toji's already obsolete, not because he's weak, but because Jujutsu society has escalated past the kind of strength he represents. Gojo is limitless, generational, endlessly scalable. Toji is finite, and he knows it. That's why he fights Gojo anyway.
Cause ain't no way that you can do what you've been done.
Toji can't go back. He can't relive his climb. He can't prove his worth in a world that's already decided what that future looks like. So he does the only thing left to him. He challenges the embodiment of the system that rejects him and dies for it. This is where Maki completes his arc and surpasses it. Toji dies trying to prove that he still matters in a world that moved past him. Maki doesn't. She doesn't fight to reclaim relevancy, she doesn't chase the summit just to feel it disappear beneath her feet. After Mai's death, Maki understands something Toji never fully did. You don't win by being recognized by a broken system. You win by no longer needing it. Where Toji measured himself against Gojo, Maki measures nothing at all. She doesn't ask if she's strong enough, she doesn't ask if she belongs. She ends the conversation entirely.
Finally reached the summit, felt my stomach plummet still, cause I realized it's all about the cloud and not the skill.
The curse that kills the Zenin clan is entirely self-made. They don't need an enemy clan. They don't need divine punishment. They destroyed themselves by repeating the same worldview, even when reality keeps proving them wrong. Toji proved that the Zenin clan was wrong. Maki made sure the same mistake would not be repeated a third time. He was strong enough to escape them. She was free enough to end them. This is Grimtoki. This has been Beyond Animation. If you like anything I had to say, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.